Hey VC, it's Ron. Thanks for joining me for part 2 of my recent finds 45s. Now, I've already posted part 1, so if you missed that one, you can go back and check that one out first. Nothing left to say, but let's check them out. Alright, this is another one I picked up. It's the Young Rascals Groovin', and the B-side is Sueño, which is Spanish for dream. And isn't that a cool sleeve? Very nice condition too. I had the record, but I didn't have the picture sleeve. So that's a nice piece. And this one I got is $1.50. It's Rare Earth. I Just Want to Celebrate. 1971. Massive hit for them. And it's on the Rare Earth label, and this is a promotional copy. It's pressed on real vinyl, and it's got a mono version, and on the flip side it's got a stereo version. And the record is minty, so that was a nice find. Then I got Jumpin' Jack Flash, the Stones, and it's got the B-side, Child of the Moon, which is very cool psychedelic B-side, and really glad to get that. This is Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, Where Angels Go Trouble Follows. This is a non-album track from a movie of the same name, and the A-side is Goodbye Baby. This is a real nice clean copy of Frigid Pink's House of the Rising Sun, single edited version. Just beautiful condition. Look at that, it's gorgeous. The flip side is Drivin' Blues. Then I got Almost There by the Turtles, which is actually a B-side of It Ain't Me Babe. Now this song is not on the It Ain't Me Babe album, and it's this killer garage, and I found out about this from Vinyl Richie, and I've been looking for it kind of since he talked about it, and I found a copy. I mean, it's not the greatest of condition. It's sort of VG plus, I think, but hey, sounds pretty decent, so let's give it a listen. Okay, then I picked up another upgrade. It's Deep Purple Emeretta, which is non-album. And this is the original Deep Purple. And it's got, the B-side is A Bird Has Flown, which is on their third album. But this is an alternate single version. The editing's a little bit different, and it's an alternate take, so very cool. Picked up Bob Dylan, Positively 4th Street, B-side of From a Buick 6. And this is not in very good condition. It's scuffy, but it sounds good, and it's non-album B-side. Now I was really glad to get this. It's The Byrds, You Ain't Going Nowhere. And the B-side is Artificial Energy from the Notorious Byrd Brothers. So this was released right before Sweetheart of the Rodeo came out. This is on Sweetheart of the Rodeo. But this is a different version. It actually is 18 seconds longer on the single than it is on the album. On the album they trimmed it. Polystyrene, unfortunately, but let me show you something weird about polystyrene. I think maybe you've seen it before. Every once in a while you'll see these weird, let's see if I can get it, sort of like weird lines in the pressing, like ripples. They almost look like it's broken, but it's not broken. When I was doing some recent research on matrix numbers and stuff, I read that polystyrene records were not pressed. They were, the plastic was actually injected into a mold rather than an actual pressing technique like you would see for vinyl. This was injected, so that's weird. So that's why you see those lines every once in a while. Okay, then I got The Doors, Riders on the Storm, and the flip side is Changeling. Now I've got a white label promo copy of this, and I did have a stock copy of this, but this is an upgrade. Both of these versions on this 45 are alternate takes compared to what's on the album. Now I don't mean just alternate edits, alternate versions, alternate takes. So that was a nice find on that. You just don't come across these very often at all. Then this is the Portable Flower Factory, and this is one of those Scholastic records that you could get through school. You know, if you're as old as I am, you remember you get this magazine in class, and then you could go through and you could buy books out of the magazine. Well, always in the back they had a few records that you could get too. So this one's from 1972, and there's a version of Across the Universe, Creedence Clearwater Revival, James Taylor, and Bob Dylan. It's sort of folky rock, and nice version of Across the Universe. Nice folky psych version of that. Very cool. Then I got an original German copy from 1957 of The Coasters, Searching. And that's the original piece that it came with. In Youngblood. Yeah, a lot of times when you find these things, that's broken out, but it's still intact. So this is a nice record. I was looking online, and people in Europe are hot for this stuff. Online, if I sold it online, I'd probably get $30, $40 for this. It's very, very nice. And I got that for like $1.50. Beautiful. This is the Road Company, Woman, L-Tech. It's sort of a late style garage rock. It sounds like it might be from around 69 or 70, and it's a local pressing out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And I've had, I'll admit I've actually had this a long time, but I'm showing it as a recent find because I just discovered where it come from. I never knew anything about it, and I think I looked on Discogs, and I found some information about this label, and it's a Tennessee label. So I thought I would go ahead and show that because I've actually never shown that before. I've had it in storage. So it's actually a pretty decent record. Okay, then I got an original UK version of the Kinks. You Really Got Me. So as you know, this is the real deal. Unfortunately, it's missing the centerpiece. It's been punched out. 1964. And It's Alright on the B-side. Now, It's Alright wasn't the B-side of the US single. It's Alright appeared on like maybe the third US album, I think it was. Might have been Kinda Kinks. And it's in pretty nice shape. Pretty nice shape. $1.50. So, glad to get that. And then on this one I got along with that one. And it's Who Will Be the Next in Line. And Everybody's Gonna Be Happy. And this record is just near minty. Beautiful. Both sides, beautiful. There's a Fever Tree to cut out. Love Makes the Sunrise. And Filigree and Shadow. Now this is kind of interesting for all you Emerson, Lake and Palmer fans. It appears to be a very early advanced promo pressing. I don't think it's test pressing. It might be, but I doubt it. Because it has that. It's one-sided. So I don't think it's a test pressing. I think it's an early advanced promo copy. Now there are white label promo copies that have the standard Atlantic label. But this one's quite different, and I couldn't find out any information on it. Pretty cool. Okay, it looks like I've got a few minutes left on my camera, so I better hurry up. This is an unusual Beatles single that I just got yesterday. And I paid $10 for this one. It's a pretty nice VG Plus copy. Here's why I bought it. Take a good look at the label. It's got an alternate logo label on the B side. These, from what I found out, these are quite rare. And they do command a premium value. There's a guy online that has a website. He's selling near mint copies for over $400. But on those websites, they always double the value on everything anyway. So you figure maybe $200 for a mint copy of this would be normal. And so I'm figuring, maybe $100 for this one. And from what I also found out, there's a lot of different VJ variant label designs. So according to that website, there's 5 different variants of the mismatched label pressings. So pretty unusual. Yeah, VJ just used up the remaining labels they had, and this is what became of it, I was hoping, when I first found it, I didn't know what I had. I thought I had something like super ultra rare, but I mean, they're rare, but not as rare as I'd hoped. And this last one is Eddie Murray, Rock and Roll Baby on EM. This is from the early 60s. And I really had to dig deep to find out information on this record. This guy is kind of a cult figure. He's kind of like, he's so bad that he's good. Kind of like the Ed Wood movies. Plan 9 from Outer Space and all those ones. They're so bad that they're great. Well, this is kind of like that, but it's a record. And so, yeah, I found out some information. This guy was out of New York. He had a recording studio up above the Ed Sullivan Theater in New York. He had quite a few records. Eddie Murray was not his real name. It was an alias. But yeah, I'm about out of time here, so I'd better hurry. It's just such an unusual, weird record. I'm going to leave you guys with an audio recording of it. So if you're a glutton for punishment, sit down and give it a listen. The vocals are pretty bad.
Oh, baby, don't be that way. Oh, baby, don't be that way. You know that you and I were once two lovers. And when that rock and roll came to be that talk of the town, you changed your love for me. I don't care what you do, put your rock and roll daddy. Come back home to your lover, you know I love you so. So baby, don't be that way. My rock and roll baby, rock and roll baby, don't be that way. Baby, don't be that way. Oh, baby, don't be that way. Oh, baby, don't be that way. You know that you and I were once two lovers. And when that rock and roll came to be that talk of the town, you changed your love for me. Now I don't care what you do with your rock and roll daddy. Come back home